You guys are in such a treat today because I am making my mom's pumpkin pie. Okay, it's pie season, and my students had asked me, Mrs. Frederick, why don't you make a video on pumpkin pie? Well, here you go, guys. This is one of the best pumpkin pie recipes because it has so many seasonings in it and it makes it so good. So I've already started by putting in 3 eggs, and I whisked them up a little bit. So that's the first thing that goes in the pumpkin pies. This recipe makes a lot. It says that it makes 2 large, like 10-inch pies and a small 8-inch pie. So that's a lot. So hopefully when you're making these, you have a lot of people coming over, huge family gathering, whatever. My purpose tonight is I am doing making pies for a craft fair, for a bake sale. So perfect. I have over here already ready for pie crusts. They're not baked, so they're all ready for my pumpkin. I gave you the recipe for the pie crust already, so it's in the other videos, so check it out, subscribe, all that stuff. Well, so I've got a large can of pumpkin, so that's the next thing. And don't skimp on your pumpkin. Don't buy the cheapest brand. Libby's is what I get. And you want to get the 100% pure pumpkin. You don't want to do the pumpkin pie thing. You want just the can of pumpkin. I'm gonna put my whisk over here out of the way. So like I said, I already have 3 eggs in there, and now I'm putting this large can of pumpkin in. Chaos in the kitchen, chaos in the kitchen. All right, it smells so good. Get it all out of the can. All right, next we need 3 cups of sugar. 3 cups of sugar. So here's 1. 2. And boy. 3. See, I'm not a perfectionist when it comes to baking, and things usually turn out. Next, I need 3 tablespoons of flour, just tablespoons, which is good because I'm running low on flour after making all of those pie crusts. So there's 2, and here's 3 tablespoons. That's all you need, 3 tablespoons flour. The next we need is 1 teaspoon of salt. So I have my salt box over here, and I always keep a half of a tablespoon of it. So a half plus a half is 1 tablespoon. Look at the math we're doing. Next, I need 3 teaspoons of cinnamon. So I always keep my cinnamon near. Gotta find my teaspoon. So you guys keep your teaspoons near. All right. We want this pie to be chock full of flavors. So there's 1 teaspoon. I'm actually gonna have to open a new cinnamon, so bear with me a minute as I get my cinnamon going. Brand new cinnamon, and it's cooperating, so it opens nicely. That's 2. And I need 3. 3 teaspoons of cinnamon. Next, I need 3/4 of ginger. Every time I think of ginger, what do you guys think of when you think of ginger? You know, a good person would have had all of this ready. I have so many seasonings, it's not even funny. Okay, ginger. Oh, when I think of ginger, I think of Ginger and Marianne on Gilligan's Island. I used to think Ginger was so beautiful and she had the best outfits. I'm just looking, I need 3/4. I don't know if I have a 3/4. So what I'm gonna do is some more math. If I use, oh, that's a 1/2 tablespoon. I don't want a 1/2 tablespoon. That could turn out seriously wrong. A half of a teaspoon and 1/4 teaspoon makes 3/4. So I'm gonna have my ginger. Get my ginger going. Ginger smells so good. And we also know that she dressed so great on Gilligan's Island. Well, she had so many outfits. I always wonder on Gilligan's Island, you know, if you're packing for a 3-hour tour, why would you have so many ball gowns and slinky dresses? I don't know, Ginger. We also need 3/4 of cloves. Cloves smell so good. You know, it's such a fall seasoning, a fall flavor. So another 3/4 of cloves. Oh man, I've got all of this stuff dumped in, and now I'm gonna stir it up. Stirring things up. So yeah, I'm making these pies to sell at a bake sale. And as I'm whipping this together tonight, I thought, hey, I need to record this because this is, you know, an awesome recipe. You can't go wrong. I've never tried to, you know, just do half of this. I suppose you could because it makes so many, but you know, there's always somebody that could use a nice pick-me-up with a pie. So just make the whole thing and give some of them away to somebody who, you know, would brighten up their day. All right, so that's the basics of the pumpkin area. Now I need to get some liquid. So I love these directions because it says milk enough for 1 quart. So I have to get out my big measuring bowl for 1 quart. It takes a large pet milk. My mom always used pet milk, but any kind of evaporated milk will do. But for me, it's gotta be pet because that's what my mom always had. So, got my handy dandy Pampered Chef can opener that's not gonna cut me when I'm opening it. Voila, it opens just like that. So I'm gonna pour my pet milk in. And a large pet milk comes to, oh, if I had better eyes, a pint. So that says about 3 more cups of milk. And the only milk that I have on hand is low-fat milk, and I've always used that, and low-fat milk is what usually it works, does the job. So whatever milk you guys have on hand would be perfect. So really, it says 3 cups, but fill it up until you have a quart. So I'm filling. You guys can't see it, but I did. So in here I have a quart of mixture of my low-fat milk and evaporated milk. And now we pour that in here. So make sure you have a really big mixing bowl to get all of this goodness mixed in. So, gotta mix it up. Don't go too fast because you don't want milk sloshing all over the place. Smells good already. I have preheated my oven to 400 degrees. And it's gonna cook at 400 degrees for 15 minutes. And then I'm gonna reduce the temperature to 350 for another 30 minutes or so. And you want it to cook until that middle, when you shake it, it doesn't look runny. So you don't want any runniness. You want it to look, but you don't want it to be dry either. So I will show you what they look like when I take them out. All right, I almost have this all mixed up. It didn't take very long at all. To throw these together, I think making the pie crust is the longest thing. And still, that's not too bad. Once you get into the groove of it, then I've got my 4 pie crusts. We'll see, this might be more than what I've made for my pie crust. So then we'll have to do plan B. Now, my mom always used to just take a measuring cup and use that to put in her pies. Let's see, if I move down, will you all be able to see? So I'll just put one here, put this here, so I can show you how I'm gonna do this. So she would always just do this, pour it in. You don't want to overfill because you don't want to have a messy oven. I'm just going to put a little bit more in here. Perfect. Now I just need to fill my other ones. So I'm going to get these all filled. Put them in the oven for my 400 for 15 minutes. Then don't forget, set your timer, because you do not want to cook the whole pie on 400 degrees. You want to turn it down to 350. So I'm going to finish filling these. I'm going to stick them in the oven, and then we'll come back and see how things look. But it'll be fabulous. Okay, check it out. I've taken these pies out of the oven. And the thing is, let me get the light on here. All right, so these are the ones I've just taken out of the oven. And I'm gonna move it a little bit so you can see that it barely jiggles. So that's what you want, pies that barely jiggle, and you know they're done. My house smells like Thanksgiving. So try your hand at these pies. You will not regret it.